Hello, folks. Ram Ramji. And have you done your duty? Did you vote? If not, why not? Anyway, let's get down to it this time. 57 more seats on June 1st. I hope people will get out and vote sensibly. I mean, the opposition parties, be they the Aam Aadmi Party or Congress or TMC or any of the regional parties, which is what most of them are, if not all of them. Not one of them is contesting enough seats. If they win all of them, will they get a working or will they get a majority? They won't. And all the wild and stupid and ignorant freebies they're offering, does it make any sense? I mean, see, the Congress party and Rahul Gandhi come out with, he will give 1 lakh rupees every year to, I think, all women above a certain age. I mean, does he have any idea how much it involves? 32 crores or 320 million. 32 crores, 1 lakh rupees to each one. That's 32 lakh crores. What is the national budget every year? About 45 lakh crores. Now you're looking at almost 70% of the annual budget is going just as one freebie, which means nothing else will be done. Wait a minute, of course. Remember the old Congress cry or war cry? 15% of what is allocated to a project actually gets there. So if it's 32 lakh crores to go to women all over India, how much will actually go to them? And how much will be swallowed up by admitted the Congress party or their in-betweens or their middlemen? Very well thought out way of looting the economy on a massive scale. Which is why I don't understand why anybody would want to vote for the Congress, except of course the Congress people themselves. They're the only ones who benefit. It's worth thinking about. Punjab, Khalistan, remember the farmers' protest? It's nothing to do with farmers. It's all your middlemen, the ardhiyas, who buy, I use the term loosely, farmers' produce, sell it to the Food Corporation of India, and then say, well, it's government this thing, it takes a lot of time. Here, we'll give you a loan in the meantime. The money goes to the ardhiyas within 48 hours. And they then use the farmers' money to give them loans at about 20 to 24% interest. I mean, and they have no way of doing anything about it. And they didn't like the farm laws because it circumvented the middleman. It just left him out. Now, whether it's Punjab or whether it's any other farmers, I think they should understand something. They keep talking about inflation. What causes inflation? Now, I did a video about this about a couple of years ago. An MSP, which keeps going up every year, is where your inflation begins. Because if your basic food grain price goes up, everything else goes up. Just like crude oil, if that goes up, everything else goes up too. So, again, be careful who you vote for. I don't think the opposition parties, whether it's the Aam Aadmi Party or the Congress Party, are really worth even thinking about. Now you go into UP and Bihar, madrasas. An explosion inside or just outside a madrasa, a Maulana killed, student in critical condition, another place where a student gets killed in UP. Now what is this? Is this what madrasas are used for? Training youngsters, kids in bomb making or explosives? I mean, is this what we have been sunk to? Is this what you teach the youth in madrasas? Is this why their salaries of these Maulanas and Maulvis and Imams are paid for by state governments? Even though it is totally against the constitution to do so. Because remember, in the constitution, religion and government have to be kept separate. So why are those salaries being paid? Hindu Pandits' salaries are not being paid by any state government. In fact, Hindu temples are the only ones who are taxed. Why? Now, Bihar is another odd state, riddled with corruption, total corruption, rampant. And who is behind it? Your old friend Mr. Lalu Yadav. And you still support him? People still vote for him? Or are they coerced into voting for him? Take your pick. West Bengal, not many seats here left, but those that are there, please vote sensibly. Mamata Banerjee, what has she done for West Bengal? Nothing. Whatever industry was planning to go there, now going somewhere else. Classic example was Nano in Singroor. They were ready to go, they began to start working, and they had to leave there. Mamata Banerjee does not want any development. She does not want industry in West Bengal. Let's face that. She has shown her hand there. Now nobody wants to go to West Bengal. And I don't blame them, quite honestly. Mamata Banerjee, on the other hand, is responsible for one other very big criminal act. She refuses to seal the border between West Bengal and Bangladesh. Why? Millions of Bangladeshis pour into India via West Bengal. They get farmed out all over the country. The other side of the act to convert India into an Islamic country. You take most large cities in India, they will have a Bangladeshi group alongside them. Delhi alone has about 2 million of them. And that's not a small number for literally a small place like Delhi. You'll find them everywhere. And where do they come from? West Bengal. Assam, Mr. Hemant Vishwas has done a great deal to stop it. But Mamata Banerjee just will not allow it. The CAA and the NCR will catch a lot of these illegal migrants and send them back. But she doesn't want that. Because this is her vote bank, Bangladeshis. Where would you find them? Not just Delhi. A couple of years ago you found a 4,000 strong colony near Srinagar. How did they get there? You see Haryana, Sirsa, Nuh, Gurugram, Faridabad. Then you find them in Rajasthan, Karnal, Jodhpur, Jaipur, Udaipur. You find them not necessarily around Mumbai, near Mumbai. You might find them in Thane. You'll find them around Akola, Amravati, Nagpur. You'll find them in Telangana. You'll find them in Andhra. You'll find them around Bangalore and in and around Bangalore. You'll find them in Tamil Nadu. You'll find them in Chhattisgarh. There is a huge staging post called Mana, which is only about 10 kilometers from Raipur, which is the state capital for Chhattisgarh. Why? Because Muslims want to overrun India by sheer numbers. Whatever the population was in 1947, it was about 20 million. It is now 200 million. They've gone up by a factor of 1:10. 1 in 1947, 10 today. Add to that about 60 to 70 million Bangladeshis. The number goes even higher. All the other groups put together have gone up in numbers, ratio 1:3, from 320 million to 1.1 billion. Why? Well, if the Congress or the opposition come to power anywhere, there won't be any further development. They'll all go backwards. Because their only aim right now is, well, they have two. One, to topple Modi, and two, to make India an Islamic country. One of the biggest problems is the Waqf Act 1995, and the Congress has been bringing up these draconian laws all the way through since 1947. For instance, there's supposed to be a uniform civil code. The 23rd of November 1948, the Constituent Assembly empowered Nehru to formulate, enact and implement a uniform civil code. What did that monster do? He, in 1956, enforced or forced down our throats a Hindu civil code. Why? Now the BJP has taken steps to move in that direction, and this time they say they will implement a uniform civil code. Well, really speaking, I don't see much of a problem. You take the existing Hindu civil code and just change the words a little. From Hindu civil code, make it an Indian or Bharatiya civil code. It applies to everybody. If you are an Indian citizen, you come under that. And you observe it, respect it, and live within the tenets of that. It becomes law. If you don't like it, please leave this country. If you want Sharia law, there are 56 other countries in the world which already have this law in operation. Please go there. If you don't like living as a citizen of India, Pakistan and Bangladesh were made for you. Please go there. Here, you live under a uniform civil code. 2. It includes do not work against the interests of India. And I don't mean the India land, I mean India or Bharat. Do not work against them, against Bharat. That includes sealing that border with Bangladesh and Pakistan and ensure that there are no more infiltrators coming in. If you find infiltrators, inform the authorities and have them sent back. The people of India have worked very hard to come to our particular state of being today. We do not want it ruined by hordes of illegal migrants coming in just to take advantage of our liberal laws. Remember, all those coming in from Bangladesh are Muslims. Why do they come here? Because here they get all sorts of sops, all sorts of freebies, which they don't get in Pakistan or in Bangladesh. But we give them until the BJP came to power. They would actually get subsidies to go on a Hajj pilgrimage, to Makkah and Medina. Why? Do Hindus get subsidies to go on pilgrimages to Badrinath or Kedarnath? Oh, I'm sorry. Until earlier this year, we never had a place like Jerusalem for Christians or Makkah and Medina for Muslims. Thanks to vehement opposition from people like Nehru and Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi, and now Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi, who in court have said that Lord Ram is only a figment of our imagination. There is no such thing. He never existed. Now there is a Ram temple. There is a pilgrimage point which Hindus can, how shall I put it, vibe with. The one place we could have used, had for a pilgrimage, for 500 years we've been denied that. Now it has come into being. Why? Because this concerns 80% of our population. Do remember one thing. Hinduism is probably the oldest religion there is. Much older than Judaism or even Zoroastrianism. I mean, recently a Shiva idol was found. I think it was the University of California that dated it as being almost 25,000 years old. I don't think any other religion goes back that far. Why has it survived? There's something intrinsic in it. It has survived. Please, for heaven's sake, keep it going. Do not do anything that will stop it from continuing. However, if you continue to allow Bangladeshis to come in, it isn't long before Hindus may become a minority in a Muslim state. I don't think that is why there was something called partition. If they want Islam, Bangladesh or Pakistan, not here. Keep Bangladeshis in Bangladesh, keep West Pakistanis or Pakistanis in Pakistan. If you want to increase the Muslim population here, please go somewhere else. We don't need it. There are responsibilities in this country. Each family, 2 children, no more. Hindus have understood this. It's about time Muslims and others also understood it. Now, you think, why is it that we've managed to go this far in 10 years? So much so that the West hates Mr. Modi. Why? Because he stands up there, looks him in the eye and says, you know better than I am. I may not be better than you are, but I'm certainly no worse. I am an equal. And this is something they don't like. It upsets their entire way of thinking. So far, we, the brownskins, have always been beneath them. Now we're not. In 10 years, what we have done, what we've achieved under Modi, the Congress couldn't even do 50% of that in 70 years. And they have no intention of allowing it to continue. I mean, Rahul Gandhi has kept on saying all these programs, this defense production, defense research, he's going to curtail all that. And we'll be back to where we were, on our knees against people like countries like Pakistan, and China may overrun us. Why are they behaving like agents of China or agents of the US? They've shown their characteristics. They're either Mir Jafars or Jaichans, hoping that the Americans or the Chinese will take over and they will be their agents here to run this place on behalf of the Chinese or the Americans. Well, I'm afraid I don't know about you folks, but I object to that very strongly. I don't like that idea at all. They don't have any idea on what should be done. They were too busy driving into us that if you're Indian, you're no good, you can't do anything. Mr. Modi, especially in his folks in Gujarat, they've shown us one thing, that yes, we can. I know Barack Obama in the US had said, yes, we can. Well, we can too. And we've shown that in the last 10 years. And a whole lot of people, including monsters like, what's it, Rathi or something in Germany, Indian origin, but living in Germany. He says, Modi has done nothing in 3 years, not one thing. Come on, man. He's cut our defense import bill almost to nil. We're exporting weaponry. Isn't that something? A huge cut in our import bill? Something that we could never even have dreamed about. Even 10 years ago. We didn't. The building of those toilets in rural areas, not only did it give the ladies their dignity, but you think of the spillover from there. Medical bills have been saved to the tune of about 50,000 rupees per family. You know, things like diarrhea, typhoid, cholera has been avoided. Now that in itself is huge. Now you understand why the pharma companies don't like him. Because their medicines are not needed in rural areas now. You think about that. Houses for the poor. People who never imagined they could have even a little shanty hut over themselves now have a home. Maybe just 1 or 2 rooms, that's it. But at least it's some place which they can call home. Does the Congress ever do that in 70 years? No. Why? Has the TMC or the Aam Aadmi Party or anybody else done that? No. Have these parties even bothered to keep India going or vibrant? No. They brought in a whole lot of Bangladeshis and settled them here. Settling illegal migrants is also a criminal offence. Now, Mr. Kejriwal, I've mentioned earlier his misdemeanors, which is a very mild term for grand theft or dacoity. I mean, you think of it. Liquorgate. The government under the old policy collected something like 330 rupees per bottle of IMFL. Kejriwal's policy, that was cut down to 8 rupees. That other 322 went to manufacturers who now had retail licenses to sell retail, that is. Now, they were making a total of 338 rupees per bottle. Are you telling me that Mr. Kejriwal allowed that without getting a huge cut back into his own pockets? Now, whether it was for election purposes or partly election and partly into foreign accounts in his own pockets, who knows? Of course, he won't give out the password for his mobile. And Apple refuses to unlock it. And now we hear that he's accepted, $7 million worth, cash and through credit cards and so on, and debit cards. And now, having accepted all this from abroad, there are laws as regards where and how it is to be used. It has to go into a particular branch of the State Bank of India. And only then can they use any of those funds, maximum 20% for administrative purposes. Why was that not done? Quite apart from anything else, Liquorgate alone, when you reduce taxation from 330 rupees down to 8 rupees, how much have you looted from what should have gone into the Delhi Exchequer or Delhi State Exchequer? Where is it gone? Why? And then he claims that Delhi government has no money. But it can't have any money if there are not enough taxes on something like drink or IMFL, India Made Foreign Liquor. Why is there no tax money? Because you have ensured that it's gone into somebody else's pockets, possibly your own. Now, when it comes to general lookout or layout, I think the charge that the opposition party is rabidly pro-Muslim and rabidly anti-Hindu. Now you see, so many state governments pay the salaries of mullahs and maulanas and maulvis. Why? A couple of days ago, there was an explosion outside a madrasa in Bihar and another one in UP. One maulana got killed in Bihar. One of his students, who was 15 years old, is in a critical condition in hospital. What were they doing? Bomb making? Is this what madrasas are supposed to be teaching? Is this why they are there? Now why? I mean, why are such places allowed? And if Muslims want to do this, maybe we should make another law somewhere. Anybody found doing such things, along with those students, Bangladesh or Pakistan, they don't belong here. Let's get that straight. There is no room for this sort of troublemaker here. And any outcry, those Maulanas should be put behind bars permanently. Make sure they never come out. In the same way as Mr. Kejriwal. Why is he out on bail? He should be behind bars, where he belongs. He has proven that. Now he wants an extension to his interim bail. Why? For medical inspection, for medical testing. Apparently he is very sick. If he's that sick, what was he doing running around all over the countryside? If he is sick, surely he should have used this interim bail period to get himself checked medically. Why didn't he do so? Now if the Supreme Court does give him an extension to his bail, they will be seriously suspect. And I mean seriously suspect. Please folks, think carefully. We don't want this sort of government that gives freebies without realizing how much it involves. And they have no idea. Trust me on that one. And then the Hindu-Muslim divide further inroads into that. Send them further apart. Do we need that? No. What is wrong with Hindus, Muslims working together? What is wrong with keeping Bangladeshis in Bangladesh? We don't need them here. We don't need people here just to bring down our per capita income. Why? Because they come here and do nothing. They don't add to our GDP, they take away from it. Do we need such people? No, we don't. All they do is, 60 to 70 million Bangladeshis, you think of what they do to our employment problem or unemployment problem? Indian citizens will be out of work because these guys come in and take all these jobs at a much lower rate. Indian citizens are out of work. Now, your Mr. Rahul Gandhi has insisted the Agniveer project in the armed forces. What has he got against that? 40,000 people are taken in each year. They're given training. They get discipline instilled into them. They get training in whatever their aptitude is towards. And some of them are retained in the army. The others are sent out, trained with a good chunk of money, a good lump sum, which they can use to set up their own concerns. They can become entrepreneurs, creating employment for themselves as well as for 4 or 5 other people in their concerns. What's wrong with that? As important as this, in case of emergency, there's a good force of trained, disciplined people who can help out, be it war, be it a flood, or be it any such relief work. But then the opposition parties never wanted trained people, skilled people anywhere in our country. They wanted to continue importing everything for their commissions. Why do we vote? Why do people vote for people like the DMK in Tamil Nadu? Maybe you should wipe out the DMK, not Sanatan Dharma or Hinduism. I mean, this is our religion. Why do you want to destroy it? Please, do your duty. Get out and vote. Like this. Make sure. Don't do what happened in Sialkot, where Hindus, even though they were in the majority, didn't bother to go out to vote because it was too hot. It went to Pakistan because they lost the vote. Don't do that. Please get out there and vote. Get the right people in the right position. That has been the Modi government's mantra. Whatever ministry they can, the right man to take those vital decisions. To give that ministry a chance to grow and show us what it can do. And Modi has been running it as is. He would run any successful company. One man at the head, competent people to look after different ministries. They do their job. He oversees them. That's it. If they need help, he helps out. Otherwise, he doesn't interfere. Why? They don't need interference. Unlike all the other governments, which keep interfering in everything, especially where they should not be interfering. So please, folks, remember what I said. Please vote for the right people, not the old-fashioned ones who want us to go backwards, but vote for people to take us forward, where we can hold our heads up in pride and say, yes, we belong here. We may not be better than any outsiders, but we're no damn worse. We can look them in the eye and not back down. We don't have to be ruled by UN or the US or the UK or by the EU. We take our own decisions. We decide for ourselves what is good for us and what isn't. Now, whether we are allowed to do it by our own people or not, that's up to you. You have to make that decision. You want us to go forward or backward into the old caste-based system of high and low caste? A low caste person will not be able to get up. We don't want that anymore. We've got out of that. Let's not get back into it. Please, get out, vote. How shall I put it? Your country needs you. Don't let your country down. Ciao.